boys and girls, happy Tuesday. I asked your parents yesterday to talk with you and kind of discuss if you wanted me to start reading chapter books as well. And it sounds like you are interested in chapter books and picture books for the most part. So today I actually have 3 different chapter books that I have at my house. Unfortunately, all my Junie B. Jones stories and all my Horrible Harry and my Magic Treehouse books are at school, so I don't have any of those, but I do have a few good ones that I found, so I'm going to show them to you. I'm going to read the back, and then my hope is that you can vote on which one you would like to hear. So the first one I have is called The Mouse and the Motorcycle. It's written by Beverly Cleary, and this is the description. Ralph the Mouse ventures out from behind the piney knothole in the wall of his hotel room home, scrambles up the telephone wire to the end table, and climbs aboard the toy motorcycle left there by a young guest. His thrill ride does not last long. The ringing telephone startles Ralph, and he and the motorcycle take a terrible fall right to the bottom of a metal wastebasket. Luckily, Keith, the owner of the motorcycle, returns to find his toy. Keith rescues Ralph and teaches him how to ride the bike. Thus begins a great friendship and many awesome adventures. Once a mouse can ride a motorcycle, almost anything can happen. So that is one of your choices. Another really great choice I have is Tales of Fourth Grade Nothing. It's written by Judy Blume. I will read you the description on the back of this. Even though the main character, Peter, is in 4th grade, he has a younger brother, Fudge, who's really funny, who's in kindergarten. So it kind of goes between kindergarten and 4th grade. So this is the description. 2 is a crowd when Peter and his little brother, Fudge, are in the same room. Grown-ups think Fudge is absolutely adorable, but Peter and his pet turtle, Dribble, know the truth. From throwing temper tantrums to smearing mashed potatoes on the wall, Fudge causes mischief wherever he goes. What will the tiny terror do next? So that is Tales of 4th Grade Nothing. And then the last choice I have for you boys and girls is Charlotte's Web, written by E.B. White. Here's the description to Charlotte's Web. Wilbur was lovingly raised by a girl named Fern, but now he's a barn pig. He's bored and lonely until he meets Charlotte, the beautiful gray spider who lives in the barn. Charlotte thinks of a wonderful way to save Wilbur from a pig's unhappy fate. Her clever plan will delight you in this famous story. So that's Charlotte's Web. So the first 2 are, I would describe them both as kind of funny. Tales of 4th Grade Nothing is probably the funniest. This one is very adventurous, and it's a little bit more of a fantasy because mice don't talk. This one is just about 2 little boys. Then Charlotte's Web is sad. It's a great story, but it is sad. So you have to take that into account too. It's about people and animals that talk. So those are your 3 choices. So please let me know. You can put a comment at the bottom of this video, or you can ask your parents to write me on Dojo and just tell me which chapter book you would prefer me to start reading. Okay? All right. So with that being said, when I was looking upstairs at the chapter books that I had, I actually found another one of my favorite books, and it's a poetry book. So my favorite poet is Shel Silverstein. He's a lot like Dr. Seuss in that his stories are really funny for the most part, and also he rhymes. He always rhymes. So I always enjoyed these poems when I was a kid. Not only do they rhyme, but he always draws funny little pictures to go with each one, so they all stand out to me. He also wrote the story The Giving Tree, if you've ever read that book before. That was written by Shel Silverstein. So he has several books with poems in them. He has A Light in the Attic, which I'm going to read from today. He also has The Missing Link and Where the Sidewalk Ends. So those are some really good poem stories. So if you like this, you might want to check those out as well. So I just flagged a few of my favorite poems, and I'm going to read them to you. All right, so the first one is called Shaking. Geraldine, now, stop shaking that cow. For heaven's sake, for your sake, and the cow's sake. That's the dumbest way I've ever seen someone try to make a milkshake. All right, this next one is called Something's Missing. I remembered to put on my socks. I remembered to put on my shoes. I remember to put on my tie that was painted in beautiful purples and blues. I remember to put on my coat to look perfectly grand at the dance, yet I feel there is something I may have forgot. What is it? What is it? Okay, this next one is called Fancy Dive. The fanciest dive that was ever dove was done by Melissa of Coconut Grove. She bounced on the board and flew through the air with a twist of her head and the twirl of her hair. She did 34 jackknifes, backflipped and spun, quadruple gainered and reached for the sun, and then somersaulted 9 times and a quarter, and looked down and saw that the pool had no water. Not be very good. This next one is called The Dragon of Grinly Grun. I'm the dragon of Grinly Grun. I breathe fire hot as the sun. When a knight comes to fight, I just toast him on sight like a crispy cinnamon bun. When I see a fair damsel go by, I just sigh a fiery sigh, and she's baked like a tater. I think of her later with a romantic tear in my eye. I'm the dragon of Grinly Grun, but my lunches aren't very much fun, for I like my damsels medium rare, and they always come out well done. I wouldn't want to meet him. Messy room. Whosever room this is should be ashamed. His underwear is hanging on the lamp. His raincoat's in the overstuffed chair, and the chair is becoming quite mucky and damp. His workbook is wedged in the window. His sweater's been thrown on the floor. His scarf and one ski are beneath the TV, and his pants have been carelessly hung on the door. His books are all jammed in the closet. His vest has been left in the hall. A lizard named Ed is asleep in his bed, and his smelly old sock's been stuck to the wall. Whosever room this should be ashamed, Donald or Robert or Willie? Huh? You say it's mine? Oh dear, I knew it looked familiar. Quite the messy room. Unscratchable itch. There's a spot that you can't scratch right between your shoulder blades, like an egg that just won't hatch. Here you sit and there it stays. Turn and squirm and try to reach it. Twist your neck and bend your back. Hear your elbows creak and crack. Stretch your fingers, now you bet it's going to reach. Nah, that won't get it. Hold your breath and stretch and pray. Only just an inch away. Worse than a sunbeam that you can't scratch is that one spot that you can't scratch. Stella is getting jealous that I'm reading this story, so I'm probably going to read one more and then have to stop. All right, this is called Hippo's Hope. There once was a hippo who wanted to fly. Fly, Heidi, try diddy, my diddy, ho. So he sewed some wings that could flap through the sky. Sky, Heidi, fly, Heidi, why did he go? He climbed to the top of the mountain of snow. Snow, Heidi, oh, Heidi, ho. With the clouds high above and the sea down below. Where, Heidi, there, Heidi, scare, Heidi, ho. See you later. Got an angry baby. Vote on that book. I miss you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.